Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Eurovision Site interview. I'm Ben. I'm guessing your MGP skipper at this point because it's done all these interviews. And today we're here with Swingin, who's going to be in Melodi Grand Prix del Final 2 and this Saturday, and with their song Prohibition. So I guess starting out with, how are y'all doing today?
Really good. Thank you for inviting us on.
Mm-hmm.
It's great to be here.
Awesome. And I guess this is really the first time a lot of Eurovision fans will get to hear your music. And so do you want to mind telling us a bit about yourselves and a bit about the band?
Sure. So basically, we play 1920s New Orleans jazz, traditional jazz. Try to make it in a little bit more modern way because trying to follow the times. But we're inspired by the Prohibition era and in Norway and in the States during the 20s, and the style and the music, and yeah, we're all about trying to give happy vibes. So we tour around Europe, been to USA, around Norway, just trying to create a good vibe and make people happy.
Yeah,
and have
awesome.
fun.
We play around all over. Like I think last year we did about 80 concerts.
Yeah,
so we play a lot. Yeah.
Wow. And I guess as a jazz musician personally, I'm very excited to see really good, and as a New Orleans person, good New Orleans jazz in a national final. Who are some of your favorite jazz artists? Famous or be smaller, just
the really fun thing about the band is that it's like put together with lots of different influences, and some of the members are not even jazz musicians. We have a classical trombone player.
Yeah.
Well, me personally, I'm obviously a big fan of Louis Armstrong and all the old stuff, but my favorite jazz musician is Jamie Cullum and Chet Baker, I think, which is, not 20s at all.
Yeah, a lot of these concert scene jazz musicians like Buddy Rich and Gene Krupa and stuff like that, for me as a drummer, is very important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. And moving on to the big topic, y'all are competing in Melodi Grand Prix. And so what was the main inspiration that drove y'all to compete this year?
Well, so basically we played around how many years now? 8 maybe?
Yeah.
Done like hundreds of concerts. I think we're almost 700 concerts now. But the thing is, this kind of music I've never shown on TV. It's not on Spotify playlist. We've never been radio listed. So it's difficult for us to kind of show the music to a lot of people. And I think it's a shame that very few people, especially young people today, have ever heard trad jazz before. So they don't really know if they like it or not because they've never been exposed to it. And we really want to make people exposed to it so they can make up their own minds if they like the traditional jazz or not. So we thought, hey, why not Melodi Grand Prix? I mean, it's the perfect stage. It suits the band. It is super fun. So we thought, let's make a song and see if we can get in. And luckily here we are.
Yeah, like how could we spread this happiness into everyone's living room? That's kind of a nice thing to think of.
Again, as a jazz person, I totally agree because I've been pushing for more jazz in these spaces for a long time. Not a long time, 2 years, but for a while. It's been just my fight, like jazz to all my European friends who don't understand it as well as I do. And going on to your song is called Prohibition. So what was, when you're writing it, some of the influence for the song, like the vibe you're trying to create with the song?
Well, so I've always been very interested in the Prohibition era and history in general. Read loads of books about like the origins of jazz and the Prohibition era. Seen the series, read Great Gatsby, seen Peaky Blinders, all of that. And that then culminated in that we started a project in 2019 called the Prohibition Party. So it's secret locations. And everyone that buys the tickets need to dress up. And we have like a show with jazz music, dances, burlesque, cabaret. And we did a few of those in Norway in 2019, culminating in the biggest New Year's Eve party in the country with like 700 people. And then obviously Corona happened, but after that, we've been touring internationally in Europe with it. We just came back from London, where we played 2 days ago in front of 550 people. and recently been to Paris and Amsterdam. And we just love these parties and kind of how you enter a bubble. You enter a time machine, go back to the 1920s and dance and party like they did at the secret clubs and the speakeasies. So we thought we want to kind of wrap that into a song and that happy kind of secret illicit vibe of the 1920s speakeasies.
Awesome. Is there any message you wanted to like convey with the song besides just fun vibes?
Well, yeah, the other thing is, I mean, obviously, it was not allowed to drink or dance or party during Prohibition. We sing about kind of fighting for your right to choose who you want to be and what you want to do. Obviously, Norway and in the States, this is allowed today, but there's still places in the world where you can't do that. And obviously, there's loads of other things that you can't do today, or places where you can't express who you are or who you want to be. So that's kind of the second message for the song.
Awesome. And do you have any favorite Melodi Grand Prix or Eurovision songs from years past?
It's a hard one.
I love La det Svinge, the Norwegian winner. Let It Swing, and suits our style.
I also think Chandelier, the Swedish one.
Yeah,
it's really nice. Yeah, or maybe Heroes, all the Swedish.
These are really good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm also a very big fan of Reebok. I think it's so fun because, I mean, when that first came on, you didn't really kind of think it was a bit unusual. Just like we are not kind of the stereotypical band you see on stage, but it just hit a nerve and everybody seemed to like it. And if we're super, super lucky, maybe we hit a similar kind of nerve with the Norwegian people.
Awesome. And what would representing Norway at Eurovision mean for y'all?
That would have been crazy. I mean, hard to put in words. I've tried not to think too much about it. First, we need to get to the final and just see how it goes. I mean, we're kind of underdogs because some of the other artists have loads of followers. They've been on Melodi Grand Prix several times before. But you never know. I mean, being able to spread this music to the whole of Europe through Eurovision would be just insane. Yeah,
and also take part of this, like including scene and all these things Eurovision stands for, like can be who you want to be, and it's much bigger than just the songs. It's and I think that vibe fits the band and our message in the song too.
And also, I'm a big Liverpool fan, so it'd be very great to go to Liverpool.
Yeah, you bought tickets to Liverpool on that day. Or I don't know if they played.
Going to bring the whole band and watch football as well.
And then I have a gig the day after. No.
Just kidding. But we are actually going straight to Germany after that to play in Dresden. So
we're also playing in Berlin.
Yeah.
In March.
Yeah. So a little warm up.
There's still tickets left.
not that many, actually.
Not that many.
I will say, being an underdog, last week we did have Alessandra, who was her first single ever, qualify. So it's a good chance that even though people may have followers, you can still qualify.
Yeah, we hope. Crossing our fingers.
Yep. And with that, it's only a few days, about 5 days away from Saturday. How are preparations going?
Well, it's super busy. We're doing interviews, we're rehearsing, we are going on God Morgen Norge, like a television program.
Oh, it's a lot. It's celebrities now, you know. It's hard, you know. Today we were walking around and everyone just recognized us because we played inside the tram and stuff with the hats and the instruments. So it wasn't weird that they recognized us, but it was it's hard to be a celebrity, you know. It's no, just
don't listen to this guy.
No.
The other thing is, since we're 7 people,
Mhm.
we can't have additional dances like most of the other artists. So we need to do the dancing ourselves, which is probably what I'm most nervous about. So me and the other trumpet player have done a choreography. So very excited to do the dancing.
And how are you handling 7 people? Did you have to like just draw straws or rock, paper, scissors to see who didn't get to be on stage, or?
Actually, we're 8 on stage normally, and we were allowed to have 1 extra person. So already we had to skip 1 person. So the banjo player, unfortunately, missed out, which we think is probably good because nobody likes banjo anyway. No, just kidding.
No, you're not.
And if we would to make it to the Eurovision, we probably need to skip the trombone player, as the trombone might be one of like the least.
No one listened at it. It's useless.
But it's hard. I mean, we are one crew, so it's a bit hard not to be able to include everyone.
Mhm.
That's just how it is.
Yeah, and are y'all allowed to play live for Melodi Grand Prix?
You're not answering.
No comment.
No comment.
Okay.
No,
Let's just keep this like
illusion. Yeah. Of course, we're playing live.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't, because Blazomafian were allowed to play. I could tell they were playing live.
Who?
So Blazomafian in 2021, they had let loose because they were fully mic'd up, and they sounded live at least. I know Eurovision doesn't allow it, but
I think actually they were the first one to be allowed, because as they are horn players and we're kind of the main artists, they said it wouldn't be fair if we, as the main artists, can't do what we do.
Yeah.
So the vocals are obviously live, but I think with the changeover and everything, it'd be hard to suddenly have 7 people.
What? Just listen.
Just listen.
Yes. Awesome. Okay, and I think that
you want to know a fun fact? If you listen to Champagne, one of our other songs, you can actually hear the trumpet player from Blåsemafian, as he is also on the track.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I'm out of questions at this point. So thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything else you'd want to say over to the viewers of that Eurovision site, or just the viewers in general?
Just that we super excited to be on this, and I hope they enjoyed the show on Saturday. We have worked hard on it, and I hope we can convey a happy message and that people enjoy it. Yeah. So nice talking to you.
All right. Thank you so much. So Swing It will be competing in Delfina 2 this Saturday, and on NRK1, NRK TV, nrk.com/MGP. You can find them on all the internet. I think there's an app as well. Voting instructions are also all on there. I believe you may need a VPN if you're outside of Norway, sadly.
No.
Oh.
We tried it when we were in England on Saturday, and it is possible to vote from outside of Norway, even though you're so
yes. Voting on outside. I couldn't watch it outside of Norway. I had to activate my VPN for that one.
Yeah.
But this downside of being an American Eurovision fan. Everything is geo-blocked over here. So you've gotten very used to it. But so they'll be competing this Saturday. You can vote and watch for them then, and all their socials and everything should be down in the description box below. And thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.